John Wayne put the gun down, and the crew was shocked. Because they were in the middle of a scene, the camera was rolling. But Duke put down the gun and yelled to the set, "Cut! It's all wrong. Everything's wrong." June 1967. Georgia, Fort Benning. Filming the Green Berets. And John Wayne had made the most controversial decision of his career. He was making a Vietnam War film. With government support. With the Army's approval. But there was a man, watching silently. And that man would soon teach Wayne something. Making a film about war is very different from living through war. Spring 1967. America was torn apart. The Vietnam War was on television every day. Coffins were coming home. Protests were growing. Universities were burning. Hollywood was silent. Nobody wanted to make a Vietnam film. Because this was an unwinnable war, an incomprehensible war. But John Wayne thought differently. "Our soldiers are dying over there," he told the producers. "And there's not a single film supporting them. This is wrong. I'll do it." Warner Brothers was skeptical. "Duke, this is suicide. People won't watch this film." "They will, because I'm making it." And he did. The Green Berets. John Wayne's Vietnam. Heroes. Bad guys. The war could be won. America was right. But everyone who read the script thought the same thing. This isn't real. May 1960. Fort Benning, Georgia. The Army gave Wayne permission to use a real base, real helicopters, real tanks, real soldiers as extras. First day of shooting, the 200-person crew assembled. Wayne put on his military uniform, put on his green beret, looked in the mirror. He looked perfect. But there was a problem. Wayne didn't know how to be a soldier. How to walk. How to stand. How to salute. He'd played a cowboy for 40 years. But a soldier? This was a new world. The first scene was simple. Wayne and his team entering a village, searching for Viet Cong, talking to people. Everyone friendly. Action. Wayne walked, entered the village. But something was off. His walk was a cowboy walk. Swaying shoulders, heavy steps, Western walk, not a soldier's walk. Director Ray Kellogg noticed but said nothing, because this was John Wayne, and you don't tell John Wayne you're doing it wrong. The shot finished. "Great, Duke," said Kellogg, but at the edge of the set, in the shadows of the trees, a man stood, watching, and shaking his head. "No, this isn't right." The man's name was Michael Torres, 29 years old. Former sergeant, 101st Airborne Division, 2 tours in Vietnam, Bay Drang Valley, Hamburger Hill, 14 months of combat, 8 months in hospital, 3 bullet wounds in his left arm, shrapnel in his right leg, surgery scars on his back, and the sounds of war in his head. Every night, every damn night. Torres had been discharged in diagnosed with psychological disturbance. They didn't call it PTSD yet. They just called it breakdown. He came home, Columbus, Georgia, just outside Fort Benning. He lived in an apartment, alone, because his wife had left. "You're not you anymore," she'd said. "The war killed you." Torres didn't work, couldn't work. When he heard helicopter sounds, he hit the ground. When the door knocked, he reached for his gun. In crowds, he had panic attacks. He could only do one thing: survive. Day by day. Early June, a friend told him, "Mike, John Wayne's here filming. On the base. Vietnam movie." Torres wasn't interested. "Why should I care?" "I don't know, man. Maybe it'll help you out." Torres had seen Wayne on television. The news showed him. Headlines. Hollywood supports Vietnam. Wayne gave an interview. "This is a heroism story. American soldiers are saving the world." Torres had turned off the TV. Because he was angry. Real anger. Trembling anger. Heroism. His friends dying in his arms was heroism. 19-year-old kids crying as their bodies were torn apart was heroism. And John Wayne, who'd never gone to war, never taken a single bullet, never heard a single bomb, was making a film about Vietnam. Torres made a decision. He would go to that set and tell the truth. June 7, 1967. Torres put on his old uniform. It didn't fit anymore. He'd lost 15 pounds. But he wore it anyway. He pinned on his medals. Bronze Star. Purple Heart. 2 of them. They shone on his chest pocket. Then he drove to Fort Benning. There was security at the gate. "Sorry, sir. Closed set." Torres showed his ID. Military ID. Old but valid. "Sergeant Torres. 101st Airborne. I need to go in." The security guard hesitated. "Sir, the film crew. I'm part of the crew. Consultant." He was lying. But the medals were shining. The uniform was convincing. The security guard let him through. Torres walked in. To the base. To where the film was. And he saw John Wayne. Duke was in costume. Green beret. Camouflage uniform. M16 rifle. Talking to the director. Laughing. Relaxed. Happy. Torres looked at him. And something broke inside in that moment. Because Wayne's uniform was wrong. The medals were in the wrong place. The beret was at the wrong angle. The shoelaces were loose. Everything was wrong. And worse, Wayne didn't know. Didn't care. This was just a costume. A game. Torres walked closer. 30 steps. 20. 10. Wayne saw him. Stopped. Because there was something on Torres's face. Anger. But not just anger. Pain. Torres stopped 5 steps away. Didn't salute. Just spoke. "You're John Wayne." Wayne nodded. "Yes, son. Something I can. Have you ever been to Vietnam?" Silence. The crew stopped. Everyone turned. Wayne frowned. "No. I'm an actor. But I'm making this film because you think you know something about Vietnam. Because you said in an interview it's a heroism story." Wayne's face hardened. "Listen, son. I support the soldiers. This film is for them." Torres laughed. A bitter laugh. "For us. You don't know Vietnam. You'll never know, because you weren't there." "I was." Silence. Torres continued. "I was at Ia Drong, November 1965. We fought for 3 days. My friends died. Tommy Patterson, 20 years old. He lay next to me bleeding and cried, 'I want to go home.' He died while I held him." His voice started trembling. "David Reyes, 19 years old. He threw himself on a grenade to save us. His body was blown apart. There wasn't even anything left to put in a coffin." Torres hit the medals on his chest. "These are for them. They died. And you come here to make a heroism film. Your uniform isn't even worn correctly." Wayne stood there, 200 people watching. Nobody could breathe. Then Wayne did something nobody expected. He stepped back. "You're right," he said quietly. Torres was shocked. Wayne repeated, "You're right. I don't know. I wasn't there. And maybe I'm making a mistake. Maybe this film shouldn't be made." He paused, looked at Torres. "But I know this. I can't stop this film. Contracts are signed. Money's been spent. People are working. But I need your help." "What?" "Stay. This week. Train this crew. Train me. Show us how it really was. Because you're right. I don't know. But I can learn." Torres shook his head. "It's too late. The film's half done. Nothing's finished until it's finished," Wayne said. "We'll reshoot scenes. We'll reshoot everything. But I want to do it right. I want to honor men like you." Torres looked at him. Searched. Looking for sincerity. Was this a game? A trick? But there was truth in Wayne's eyes. "1 week," Torres said. "I'll stay 1 week. But if you don't listen to me, I'll leave and tell everyone this film is garbage." Wayne extended his hand. "Deal." 2 men shook hands. 2 men from different worlds. But in that moment, they made an agreement. To find the truth. First day, Torres talked to the crew. 50 actors, all playing soldiers. "Your uniforms are wrong," he said. "Your medals are in the wrong place. Your berets are worn wrong. And most importantly, your walk is wrong." An actor smiled. "How can it be wrong? We're just walking." Torres looked at him. "You don't walk in Vietnam. You slide, because there are mines. Every step can kill you. So you test your feet, slowly, carefully." Silence. Torres showed them how he walked. Slow, controlled, a pause before each step. Like this. This is how you survive. The actors watched, started to understand. Then Torres explained the weapons. The M16 isn't a toy. It weighs 5 kilograms. When it fires, it kicks back. The sound deafens your ears. And the first time you fire it, the first damn time, you shit yourself from fear. Someone laughed. Torres turned and looked at him. Funny, in his first battle, David Reyes vomited for 10 minutes, because he had stomach spasms from fear. Then he pulled himself together and kept fighting, and a week later, he died. Still funny, the laughter stopped. Third day, they were shooting a special scene with Wayne, village scene. Wayne helping villagers, giving toys to children, smiling, heroic, action. Wayne walked, entered the village, but something was off. His walk was a cowboy walk, swaying shoulders, heavy steps, western walk, not a soldier's walk. Cut, yelled Kellogg. Perfect, Duke. Torres walked from the edge of the set to the center, in front of the camera. Stop. Everyone turned. Torres looked at Wayne. That scene is wrong. Wayne frowned. What's wrong with it? Everything. You wouldn't enter a village like that. Smiling, relaxed, because every village is a trap. Every child might carry a grenade. Behind every door might be Viet Cong. Wayne stopped. But we're helping. We're the good guys. Torres laughed bitterly. Good guys? Mr. Wayne, there were no good guys in Vietnam. Only survivors and the dead. He walked closer, to the camera, to the set. Let me tell you about a real scene. February 1966. We entered a small village. 9 of us. People waved at us. Children smiled. We relaxed. For maybe a minute. He stopped. His eyes went distant. Then a child ran, maybe 8 years old, toward me. His hands were up. He was shouting American, American. I bent down, waved at him. His voice cracked. But Jimmy Morrison, my sergeant, he saw that child, and he saw something under his jacket. Wire. A small wire. Jimmy called to me, but it was too late. The child was running, 5 meters away. 4-3. Torres closed his eyes. Jimmy jumped in front of me. The child exploded. Jimmy was blown apart. I was just wounded. That child, that 8-year-old child, had been sent by Viet Cong with a grenade to kill us. The set died. Silence. Torres opened his eyes, filled with tears. So you're seen, giving toys to children, smiling. That's not Vietnam. That's a dream, a terrible, dangerous dream. Wayne stood there, in his costume, with his fake weapon, and suddenly, he felt tiny. Mike, he said quietly, I'm sorry about Jimmy. Don't be sorry, Torres said. Just show it in the film. Tell people the truth. Vietnam is hell. There are no heroes, only survivors. Wayne turned to the director. We're changing the scene. Kellogg was shocked. Duke, the script has changed. Mike, show me. How would you really enter a village? Torres thought. Then pointed to 4 actors. You 4, come here. He positioned them. Spread formation. Weapons ready. Eyes everywhere. When you enter a village, never walk side by side, because one bullet can kill you all. Spread out, 5 meters apart, and constantly move. Stop, run. Stop, run. Don't be a stationary target. The actors listened, did it, and your eyes are everywhere. Windows, roofs, trees, because everywhere can be death. Wayne watched, learned. They reshot the scene, this time different, tense, dangerous, real, and when it was finished, Torres nodded. Better, still flawed, but better. 4th day, they were shooting the big battle scene. Forest, explosives, fake bullets. Wayne and his team fighting. Torres sat at the edge of the set, watching, and trembling, because the sounds, the explosives, the shouting, the helicopters brought it all back. Oidrang, Hamburger Hill, the horror. His hand trembled. He couldn't breathe. His chest tightened. A panic attack was starting. He stood up, ran, away from the set, into the trees. There, behind a tree, he collapsed to the ground, put his head between his knees, tried to breathe, but the sounds wouldn't stop. In his head, always in his head. Someone touched him, on his shoulder. He jumped, turned around. John Wayne was there, crouching, worried. Mike, you okay? Torres was shaking. I panic attack. Torres was surprised. How do you know? Wayne sat down, next to him. I had a friend, stuntman, Korean War veteran. Sometimes on set, he'd freeze, start shaking. He told me about it. He'd say war doesn't end. You just carry it. Torres nodded. Every night I dream. About Jimmy. About David. Dying over and over. Wayne listened quietly. And the worst part, Torres said, when I came home, nobody understood. They said leave it behind. They said it's in the past. But how can I leave it behind? They're with me. Always with me. Wayne took a deep breath. Mike, I didn't go to war. I should have gone in World War II. But I didn't, because I was afraid. Afraid of losing my career. He stopped. And every day, that decision eats at me. Every war film I make, I feel like a fraud. Because you lived the truth. Jimmy lived the truth. David lived the truth. I just acted. Torres looked at him. Then why are you making this film? Because if I couldn't go, at least I can honor. I can try to tell your story. Is it perfect? No. But doing something is better than doing nothing. Two men sat there. Under the trees. In the distance, explosives continued to explode. But in that moment, there were just two people. One who'd run from war. One who'd lived through war. Mr. Wayne, Torres said, if you're going to make this film, you need to add something. What? The truth. Just one scene. A soldier, after he comes back from war, when he gets home, how he can't forget, how he can't sleep, how he's broken, because war doesn't end. It never ends. Wayne thought, the script doesn't have a scene like that. Add it, because that scene is the most important scene. Not the being a hero part. Not the surviving part. The after. The cost of war. Wayne nodded. Slowly. Understanding. Okay, I'll add it. Fifth day. The producers came to the set. From Warner Brothers. To observe the shooting. They watched the film. Saw the changes. The dark tones. The realistic violence. The complex morality. When shooting finished, the head producer approached Wayne. Duke, we have a problem. What problem? This film is too dark. People want to see heroism. They want to see victory. This is depressing. Wayne hardened. This is real. Real doesn't sell. Dreams sell. Torres stepped in. Your dreams are why kids go to war and die. Because it looks cool in movies. But the real thing isn't cool. The real thing is awful. The producer looked at him. And who are you? I'm the truth. I'm the survivor. And I want this film to tell my story. Not a lie. Wayne intervened. Listen, Jack. This film has changed. It's better. And we're keeping the changes. Duke, your name's on the poster. But my money's in this film. And I and take your money back, Wayne said. I'll do it with my own money. But this film will be right. Silence. The producer was shocked. Are you serious? Deadly serious. The producer looked around. At the crew. At Torres. At Wayne. Then he sighed. Fine. It's your film, Duke. But if it fails, this is the end of your career. Then it ends. The producers left. Wayne turned to Torres. I hope you're right. Or we're both finished. Torres smiled. For the first time that week. Mr. Wayne, I was already finished. 3 years ago. But maybe this film, maybe it helps someone. Maybe a soldier watches and says someone understands. That's enough. Sixth day. Wayne showed Torres something. A new scene. He'd added it to the script. A soldier coming home from war. His family greeting him. They're happy. Smiling. But the soldier can't smile. His mind is elsewhere. At night he lies in bed. Can't sleep. Stares at the ceiling. And in the morning, at the breakfast table, while his family talks, he stares into space, because he's not there anymore. He's never there. Torres read the script. Tears fell from his eyes. Perfect, he said. This is exactly me. Wayne nodded. I wanted to represent you. But who will play it? You. Torres was shocked. What? No, I'm not an actor. It's not acting. Just be. In front of the camera. Be you. The real Mike Torres. Nobody else can do this. Torres hesitated. I can't. Too many people. One camera. One room. Just you. Nobody else. And if you don't do it, we can't shoot the scene. Because it can't be fake. It has to be you. Torres took a breath. Thought. Okay. I'll try. Seventh day. They shot the scene. Small room. A bed. Light coming through the window. Torres lay on the bed. No uniform. Just white t-shirt and pants. Camera from above. Focused on his face. Action. Kellogg said quietly. Torres opened his eyes. Looked at the ceiling. And just lay there. 30 seconds. 60 seconds. Nobody spoke. Nobody moved. Something changed on Torres's face. His eyes misted. His mouth trembled. His breathing quickened. And then the tears came. Silently. Down his cheeks. 120 seconds. 180 seconds. The crew watched. Many cried. Because they weren't seeing Torres. They weren't seeing an actor. They were seeing the truth. Raw, broken, naked truth. After 5 minutes, Kellogg quietly said, "Cut." Torres got up, wiped his face. "Sorry, I was terrible." Wayne walked to him, hugged him, tightly. "No," he whispered. "You were perfect. That's what's real. Thank you, Mike. Thank you." Torres was crying. I remembered. I remembered everything. I know. And now the world will remember. With you." Shooting finished. July 1967. Torres went home. To his apartment in Columbus. To his loneliness. But something had changed. A small thing, but real. For the first time someone had listened. Someone had seen. Someone had cared. And maybe, just maybe, that was enough. The film was released in July 9. The Green Berets, John Wayne's Vietnam. Critics tore it apart. Propaganda, lies. Wayne doesn't understand Vietnam. But they noticed one thing. One scene. The soldier coming home scene. Torres's scene. The New York Times wrote, "Most of the film is Hollywood fantasy. But one scene, the returning warrior, is painfully real. In that scene, we see the true cost of war." The public was divided. Some loved the film, some hated it. But everyone remembered that scene. And veterans, Vietnam veterans, watched that scene and cried. Because they saw themselves. For the first time, they saw themselves on screen. September 1968. Torres was home. The door knocked. When he opened it, he saw the mailman. A large package, from Warner Brothers. Inside was a film reel, and a note. In Wayne's handwriting. "Mike, this scene is yours. Forever yours. Thank you for teaching me the truth. You're my hero. Your friend Duke." Torres held the reel. Heavy, real. And for the first time in 3 years, he smiled. A real smile. Someone had seen him. Someone had listened. And that changed everything. Spring 1969. Torres received a letter. From another veteran. From Illinois. "Mr. Torres, my name is Robert Chen. I was a sergeant in Vietnam. I came back in 1967. Diagnosed with PTSD. I lost my home, my job, my wife. I was thinking about suicide. I'm serious. I had my gun. The bullet was ready. Then I watched the Green Berets. I saw your scene. That bed scene. And for the first time, I understood I wasn't alone. You feel the same things. You have the same nightmares. And you're alive. Still fighting. So I'll fight too. Just one more day. Then one more day. Like you do. I owe you my life. Thank you." Torres read the letter. Read it again. Again. And he understood. The film wasn't perfect. But it had done something real. It had saved a life. Maybe more. Over the following months and years, more letters came. Dozens. Hundreds. All saying the same thing. "I saw you. You understood me. I'm not alone." Torres answered every letter. Patiently. Carefully. Because every letter mattered. Every person mattered. And slowly, Torres himself started to heal. Not completely. Never completely. But better. Because now he had a purpose. Helping other veterans. Showing them, you're not alone. March 1970. John Wayne called. "Mike, I've missed you. Can I visit?" A week later, Wayne came to Columbus. On his private jet. But no publicity. No cameras. Just 2 friends. They sat in Torres's apartment. Drank coffee. "How are you?" Wayne asked. "Better," Torres said. "I'm not healing. But I'm managing." Wayne nodded. "I'm sorry about the film. The critics were brutal." Torres shrugged. "I don't care about critics. Veterans loved it. That's what matters." Wayne smiled. "You're right. You're always right." "No," Torres said. "I just lived it. You honored it. That's harder." 2 men looked at each other. Understanding. Respect. Friendship. "Mike," Wayne said, "I'm making another film. The Cowboys. About cowboys and kids. But I want a veterans consultant. To work on sets. To help soldiers. Help them transition. To civilian life. Yes. Film sets are good training. There's discipline. Structure. Teamwork. And I want veterans. I want to give them a chance." Torres's eyes filled. This is wonderful, Duke. Will you run it? Set up the program." Torres hesitated. "I don't know. Can I?" "You can. Because you survived. And survival is the hardest skill. Now it's time to teach others." Torres took a deep breath. "Okay, I'll do it." And he did. Between 1971 to 1979, Torres worked at John Wayne Productions. He ran a transition program for veterans. He found jobs for over 300 Vietnam veterans, on film sets, in studios, on production crews. He taught them skills, but more importantly, he gave them hope. You have value, he'd say. War doesn't define you. You're bigger than war. And slowly, those men healed. Not all of them. Some were lost. Some committed suicide. War won. But many survived. Many started living again. And they all thanked Torres. You gave me a chance. You saw me. You cared. June 11th, 1979. John Wayne died. Cancer. 72 years old. Torres was at the funeral. Newport Beach, overlooking the Pacific Ocean. 500 people, celebrities, politicians, family, and 50 veterans. From Torres's program, all wearing uniforms, all there to pay respect. When the funeral ended, Wayne's son Patrick approached Torres. Mr. Torres, my father left you something. He handed him a box, small, wooden. When Torres opened it, he saw something inside. Wayne's green beret, from the Green Berets, the real beret from the set, and a note. Mike, this is yours. It always was, because you're the real soldier. I just played one. I love you, son. Thank you for teaching me the truth. Duke. Torres fell to his knees, in front of the casket, and cried, quietly, deeply, because he'd lost a mentor. He'd lost a friend. But more, he'd understood something. Life comes in cycles. Torres taught Wayne. Wayne taught the world. The world taught other veterans. And the cycle continues, still continues. Michael Torres died in heart attack, 56 years old, young, too young. But at his funeral there were 400 people, veterans, people he'd saved, people he'd trained. And they all said the same thing. Mike Torres gave me my life back. When the war ended, I was done. But he showed me, you're not done. You're still fighting. Just a different fight. Today in Los Angeles, there's a small monument, Veterans Garden. In the center, a plaque, bronze, with two names. John Wayne, artist who honored warriors. Michael Torres, warrior who taught truth. Two men, from different worlds, but bound by one purpose. Tell the truth. Remember the forgotten. Try to heal the broken. In June 1967, when Michael Torres walked onto John Wayne's set, he was angry, in pain, lost. But on that set, he found something. He found a voice. He found purpose. He found healing. And thousands of veterans, those who watched his story, those who received his help, found the same thing. Because sometimes, being seen is enough. Being heard is enough. Being cared about is enough. John Wayne didn't make a perfect film. The critics were right. The Green Berets was propaganda. But one scene, Torres's scene, was real. And that scene saved lives. Isn't that enough? Torres thought so. Until his last day, he'd watch that scene, see himself on the bed, staring at the ceiling, crying. And he'd say, that was me. That's still me. But I'm not alone anymore. Because Wayne had seen him, listened to him, honored him. And that is the greatest gift you can give a veteran. When you come back from war, from trauma, from hell, someone is there and says, I see you, I understand, you matter. In 1967 in Georgia, on a film set, two men met. One an actor, one a soldier. One had run from war, one had lived through war. And for a week, they taught each other. Wayne asked Torres, what is truth? Torres showed him. Wayne asked Torres, how do I honor? Torres answered, see me, just see me. And Wayne saw, and filmed it. And the world watched. Was it perfect? No. Was it enough? Yes. Because if it saved one life, Robert Chen from Illinois, the man with the gun, that's enough. If one veteran found hope, any of the hundreds of letters, that's enough. If one person felt less alone, Torres himself, that's enough. John Wayne's The Green Berets posters still sell. Collectors buy them, for nostalgia. But veterans remember something different. They remember that scene, the bed scene, Torres's scene. And they say, that's me. For the first time, I saw myself on screen. This isn't John Wayne's legacy. This is Michael Torres's legacy. The man who walked onto the set with anger. The man who shouted the truth. The man who was fragile but brave. That man didn't change Hollywood, but he changed a few hundred lives, maybe thousands, and that's worth more than an Oscar. Today, if you meet a veteran, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan, doesn't matter, ask them one thing: how are you? Really, how are you? And listen, just listen. Because Michael Torres taught us, the greatest heroism isn't fighting, it's surviving. The greatest honor isn't winning, it's telling the truth. The greatest strength isn't carrying a weapon, it's reaching out a hand. In 1967, a film set searched for truth, and a veteran showed where it was. That truth wasn't perfect, but it was real. And sometimes, real is enough.